Welcome to the Second Take. I'm your host, Jay. Let's talk about Indiana Jones 5 and why it could actually be great, rather than being the dud that Crystal Skull was. Both Harrison Ford and Steven Spielberg will be returning for Indiana Jones Part 5, but George Lucas won't be. When George Lucas signed over the rights over to Disney, he sold the rights to Star Wars, but he also sold the rights to Indiana Jones. So he has just about no creative control in Indiana Jones 5, the same way that he basically had no creative control in Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, how rude. Now, like I said, Harrison Ford is returning to reprise the role of Indy, but that doesn't mean that they can't go Godfather Part 2, having two stories coinciding in the same movie with an older and a younger version of the same character. The stories would go parallel to each other, complement each other, both in information and in action, also give a chance for a new actor to take on the role. I think that Chris Pratt could actually deliver a proper Indiana Jones with some sort of comic wit behind all of the adventure and the excitement, as proven in Guardians of the Galaxy. Doesn't necessarily mean that Chris Pratt is the choice, even though he could be a great choice. But Chris Pratt is a little bit older to take on a younger version of Indiana Jones, as he's just about the same age as Harrison Ford was when he started doing Indiana Jones movies. Second reason that Indiana Jones Part 5 could be great for the franchise is that in a way this could be a reboot as well as a conclusion. It could show us a future for Indiana Jones in the past. Hear me out here. So if they do go along the lines of a two-tier story, having two consecutive storylines happening, one a younger Indiana Jones and one an older Indiana Jones, they could simultaneously retire Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones while bringing in a younger version to continue the story. The only complication with that would be that if the continuation kept going, the sequels would take place around the same time as the original Indiana Jones sequels. That's the only thing. The third reason that this actually could be great, George Lucas has no involvement in this film, so maybe there's some new writers, some new story that they figured out that they really want to go for. If they are willing to push the boundaries to see if fans will still go see another Indiana Jones after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, they must really have a good story if they're thinking about bringing Indiana Jones back a second time with Harrison Ford. Number 4, Nazis. I know this sounds really weird, but the best Indiana Jones movies had Nazis as the villains. Now, I don't know if there's actually a direct correlation between Indiana Jones fighting Nazis being a good story, or if just it worked out that way. If they are planning on doing a parallel story with a younger and an older Indiana Jones, there is a possibility to have the villain be Nazis in the younger version. Just saying. There is a lot of potential here for different ways that this story could go, and as we just watched in Star Wars The Force Awakens, Harrison Ford can still act. Number 5. Steven Spielberg is always trying to do better. He has made so many masterpieces at this point that for anyone to question him and his movie making is almost movie sin in a way. So for people to think that his latest contribution to Indiana Jones is Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, it's probably eating at him, and he wants to correct what mistakes he made. I can't wait to see more Indiana Jones. It's a character that I was raised with. He's one of my favorite all-time movie characters. Yes, even Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, even though I would consider it the least entertaining movie of the entire anthology, I would say that it still earns its place. It's still Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. The way that he acts, the way that he does things, it's the way Indiana Jones would do it. So I can't complain that they tried something new and they put aliens into the story. I mean, Temple of Doom was all about myth and magic and voodoo, so why not try aliens? If you ever read the comic books, is that type of guy. I mean, he's got a bunch of stories where he finds unbelievable artifacts in the weirdest and most unconventional places. So why not? The only thing that I have to say is please don't bring Shia LaBeouf into the movie. Can we just pretend that his character just doesn't exist anymore. Check out a comic book where Indiana Jones explores Atlantis. I think that one is prime to make a movie about. Anyways, guys, what do you think of Indiana Jones Part 5? Does it deserve to be made? What should the story be? And what would you guys say if the movie took place in two timelines with an older and a younger Indiana Jones in the same movie? Who would you choose to cast the younger Indiana Jones? Please post a comment below and let us know. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. If you want to check out more videos like this, check out the channel below. And if you like the view here, I'm in a place called Queenstown in New Zealand. I highly recommend you go here sometime in your life. It is absolutely stunning. I'm just gonna leave the view here for you guys to check out.